What is up, guys? We're live. I'm so sorry. We're a little bit late today. Yes.
Would it be a Cyborg Queen podcast
back.
if we were on time? I think the fans
no, it would not be.
They expect this of us.
Sorry, I have to fix my camera. I have completely forgotten how to stream. It's been too long.
Yeah.
And
it's been a minute.
Yeah, we're just, I know.
I underestimated. I was like, yeah, I'll be ready in 15 minutes, and then I was like, yeah.
I mean, it's been a full month, if not a little longer. Why do we still have this banner up here? I'm sorry, guys. I'm still in Antler Queens. We have the Antler Queens background up, by the way, because we are, I haven't done a Dexter one yet, because I just decided, late yesterday, that we're not doing a separate Dexter podcast, and we'll do a separate Dexter background, but we're going to put this for our audio listeners. We're going to put this on a new Cyborg Queen Media podcast, which is just going to be a catch-all for basically everything other than the Antler Queens and anything else that's doing well, which I think our From podcast is doing pretty well. So that will probably still stay on its own, but everything else will likely get put on the Cyborg Queen Media podcast, which is great because it opens us up to discussing a lot more.
Yeah, not to get off topic, but I've been seeing some from photos.
Me too.
They're on set. It's coming along.
Yeah, I see that.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I saw Chloe Van Landshoot, posting from Toronto. And of course, I think she also lives up there, though. So, but I think she lives, or not far from there, because I think they're actually shooting in Toronto right now. Yeah. I don't know why, but it seems like that's happening, or maybe they've got some event there. I don't know, but it seems like a bunch of the cast are in Toronto, temporarily right now. So I should say this up front before we get too far into this. I never thought that I would be covering Dexter. Okay. Dexter was probably the first show. Well, no, it wasn't the first show I was obsessed with. 6 Feet Under was the first show I was obsessed with. So Michael C. Hall is my OG. My OG TV actor that I went kind of crazy over. I started watching Dexter because I was such a fan of his from 6 Feet Under. He was so amazing on that show. And I'm like, I don't care what Dexter's about. I don't care if I hate everything about it and it's the worst show in the world. I'm going to watch it just for Michael C. Hall. And what's funny is it was so uncomfortable getting through the first couple of episodes for me because I was so used to his character David, which is the opposite.
Not Buffalo Bill Jr.
Yes. David is this church going, very quiet and very responsible. He's not the older brother, but he acts like the older brother. He's very, not politically conservative, but very conservative in general and kind of uptight. And
he's not the oldest brother on 6 Feet Under?
No, but he acts like it.
Yeah.
He's the middle child. But he's the one that took over the business when their dad died.
Yeah.
He has major oldest sibling energy. And
yes, he does.
Very, he was the rock of the family. And he also was gay. So I was so used to him only being with men. just seeing him with women on this show was so weird for me. I'm like, I don't know. I can't handle this.
Yeah. Not to get off on a tangent. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know how I got.
Well,
it's been a minute.
Speaking of tangents, so this is we're doing this live. But what we're gonna do, so you might see a lot of tangents here, but what I'm planning on doing is, unless we get just a shit ton of people showing up in the chat, I'm probably going to take this down from YouTube right afterward and then upload it and then edit it and upload it, just so I can take out all the unnecessary tangenty stuff. But but anyway, I wanted to get into this before we go too far. Mm-hmm. So I never thought I'd be covering the Dexter universe because I wasn't podcasting yet when I started podcasting. Dexter New Blood wasn't, Dexter New Blood was on the air, because that's how I found out about Yellow Jackets. So I watched, I was so sour on Dexter, as was most of the fandom, because it just went to shit towards the end. But I watched New Blood because, I still had love for it in general. Mm-hmm. And it was mediocre, which I think was the general consensus. But I loved the finale. I thought the finale was exactly the way the show should have ended, except slightly different because it wouldn't have worked in that timeline. But I thought the ending was perfect. And at the time when we thought that Dexter was dead, I thought it wrapped up his story so perfectly and so brilliantly. And he died exactly how he always should have died. He died, quote unquote.
He died? No, sorry.
Exactly as he always should have died. But yeah, he didn't actually die. But I watched Dexter Original Sin because, prequel. I had to, Fucking brilliant. I loved it. It is so good. And the actor that plays Dexter, Patrick Gibson, is amazing. I swear this man must have done nothing in his waking hours other than just watch all of Michael C. Hall's scenes on repeat. He is Michael C. Hall as Dexter.
Interesting.
It's freaking crazy.
I'm excited to get there.
Yeah, and the guy that plays Angel is I'm constantly doing double takes. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Angel. That's older Angel. Wait, no, this is a different guy. What? Christina Milian plays LaGuerta, and
that's good casting.
Yeah, she is fantastic.
I love Christina Milian.
Yeah, she's great, and she has LaGuerta down. Yeah, it's a great cast. But and Christian Slater plays Harry, and he's a very different Harry than James Remar. But he's great. I love him as Harry. And Molly Brown as Debra, who Molly Brown is great. I love her on the show. I go back and forth with my opinion on her as Debra. But she's also a teenager, so she's a lot more moody and hormonal, and
yeah.
But she's great though.
What age? Where in the storyline is the prequel season set?
Dexter is 20 years old, and he is interning he's just starting his internship at Miami Metro. And
I'm surprised they didn't just have Michael C. Hall play him in that Bieber wig.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's evergreen.
But Michael C. Hall narrates the whole thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, which is
I'm
great
looking
because
forward to
it's
that.
basically like the way it is, it's supposed to be the whole prequel series is basically his life flashing before his eyes. So that makes sense as to why he'd be narrating it. Like as
Mhm.
he's quote unquote dying. Um but yeah, so he's 20 years old and um he's just starting at he just finished pre-med um like early because he's a
Mhm.
genius and he was about to go to med school, but he wanted to be a surgeon, but he started interning at Miami Metro and ended up staying there and working there. Sarah Michelle Gellar plays his boss, and
Mm.
Tanya, and and the woman who plays Camilla is another casting. It's amazing.
Mm.
So Dexter sucked me back in, and I figure if Resurrection ends up completely sucking, I can still easily do one season because I'm still attached to that universe, you know? But I'm
Mhm.
hoping it doesn't suck. I'm hoping it's great. Um I so to get ready for it, we are going back to all of the seasons of Dexter. We're obviously not going to have time to cover the whole series before Resurrection starts, but we're at least going to get through season 1.
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll get through season 2. I probably not.
We'll do our
We'll probably
best.
I mean, we'll start, we could start season 2 after sometime after
This is
that.
my
But
first time watching Dexter, by the way. I've never seen
that was going to
it.
be my next point. No
Yeah.
spoilers because Jazzy has only seen season 1, and how far are you into season 2?
Like 3 episodes. Yeah, I haven't gotten
Okay.
that far into season 2 yet.
Have you seen Lila yet? Have you met Lila yet?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, she's fun. Um, but yeah, so no spoilers. But and my favorite, once you meet Lila, soon after that, you'll get my favorite line of the entire series from Debra.
Ooh, that's
But
exciting.
yeah, Debra has some great one-liners. And I actually want to start by talking about Debra
Mhm.
because she's a very, very beloved character. And I have what is probably a not very popular opinion. Jazzy, what's your take on Deborah?
I'm not a big fan so far, but I don't think it's her. I like the actress. I think the actress is great. Um,
Oh, she's great.
First of all, I don't understand why they have her in this undercover like hooker operation, but then are shitting on her for it constantly. Like it's her, like she was like, "Let
Oh,
me be the hooker," like it's an assignment. It's
yeah.
undercover work that is like the same as any other kind of undercover work. Why is it so? Why is everyone so mean to her about it? I don't get. I found that weird.
Yeah.
Also, I could tell from scene 1 that those 2 are into each other. Like I texted you even. I was like, wait, did you say they hook up or something like later on? Because they're like
Actors.
I feel, yeah, the actors. I feel like they keep adding brother and sister into the dialogue because their chemistry is so palpable. So she shows up and she's like, "Hey, brother, what's going on today, brother? What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sis." Like it's just such an unnatural way because they are like just you can tell they have like romantic chemistry, and it is
Yeah.
weird.
I think they ended up getting together in like season 2 or something. And then they got married in like season 3 or 4. And then they divorced sometime after season 5.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah, and they still like, did a whole bunch of seasons of the show together, but it was an extremely amicable divorce. It actually was kind of sad. Like they talked about it publicly about why they got divorced, and it was basically because Michael C. Hall lost his dad to cancer when he was really young, and it really messed him up. And like I guess he wasn't sure at that point. He either wasn't sure at that point about having kids, or he was cool with having kids. But then when he got cancer,
yeah,
it totally changed his mind on having kids, because he just didn't want to, like, he was terrified of the idea of leaving them without a father.
That's so painful.
So I'm gonna cry because that's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm getting all emotional. And she really wanted kids. So yeah, that's why the divorce. But they've been best friends. I mean, they were the best of friends after the divorce and everything. So like,
that's
it was
wonderful.
Yeah, but really sad, kind of heartbreaking. Like when two people who love each other end up splitting up, it's really sad. But we've got DZRMG KVA. What's up?
Hey.
Yes. We miss Yellow Jackets too, and I'm sorry about the Antler Queen's background. We are discussing Dexter right now, so I'm so sorry to disappoint you if you saw that. But we are going to be doing an Antler Queens episode very soon. I have a lot of emails to return from people who were interested in creating content and joining us for a fan panel. There's a reason that I haven't gotten back to everyone yet, because there's some business things that we have to sort out behind the scenes. But I'm going to be getting back to all of you very soon. We will be doing an Antler Queens episode soon, I promise. But we just don't have a Dexter background yet. But I'm glad you at least have Dexter in your background, because like that might help. But okay, so here's my take on Debra. She's hilarious. She has like the best one-liners in the show. But I love her creative F-bombs. There is a line, and I jotted this down in my notes. There's something that Dexter says about her. It's one of the first things that he says, like in the narration about her, before, like when he gets up in the morning and is getting ready to go to that crime scene at the motel. He said that she has a big heart but won't let anyone see it. And that's totally spot on about her, I think. And as you watch the show, you get that. I think that Debra is somebody who is very kind of inconsiderate and tone deaf. But she's one of those people who, like, if she could be made to understand, like, because she has empathy, you know what I mean? So she does a lot of things that piss me off so much, and she's so tone deaf, but you can tell she listens and she's easily corrected. So I respect that about her character. The other thing that I find really interesting, and you haven't seen much of this yet because you're just getting into it, her relationship with LaGuerta is fascinating, because she's totally LaGuerta's punching bag.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that in the first couple episodes.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is because LaGuerta has been Matthew's punching bag, Captain Matthew's punching bag, in the worst fucking way. Like the shit that woman has had to put up with.
Do they move away from her being attracted to Dexter?
Yes, thank God. because
it like, why would you be so shitty to his sister if you're trying to like get in his pants? I found that really weird.
And it is so not appropriate for her character. Like,
no,
as she is not the type of person that would be like that. I'm glad that they fixed that. Because that is just not her.
Strange.
She doesn't like she doesn't flirt. She's very professional. She takes her job really seriously. She's not, and she's being really fucking creepy around Dexter. Like, super fucking creepy. So I am so glad they fixed that about her character, because that's the one thing that really kept me from liking her. She's a snake. She's a snake. She's a backstabber. But you can kind of understand why she is the way she is, because she's been treated like absolute shit. Just basically for being a woman of color.
Yeah. Which makes sense. And in a police department.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I tell you I did not know that it was police related at all going into it? I had no idea that it was like a cop procedural. And I had no idea that Dexter was a cop. Like, yeah, that was a little hump for me to get over, because I was like, what? I didn't know there was going to be police.
But it's so fat. Like, I love it, because, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people miss the commentary there.
Oh, no, yeah.
Because it's so fascinating to me. And it's a great time for Dexter to be relevant now because of the whole Luigi Mangione case. Like, throughout the series, you'll see Dexter's process and how he vets people. And Dexter, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but Dexter eventually becomes a total fuck up who just needed to be put out of his misery. And the reasoning behind that is actually kind of interesting as well. But throughout most of the series, like, Dexter, I don't want to say he's ethical, because he's only doing this so that he doesn't kill innocent people. Like, he has to kill. And he found a way to like use it for good. But you compare it to how the police handle things, and it's really the contrast is really fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when I wish they got more into like all of the innocent men on death row and everything, or have been convicted of violent crimes. I really wish the show had gotten more into that.
I feel like Dexter gives his victims a lot more due process than the police do.
He gives his victims a lot of due process.
He really does his research before he does his murders, so just nice to see.
Yeah. And he is going to as the series goes on, he's going to make some mistakes, both accidental and intentional, which is really disappointing. But there's some fascinating reasons for why it happens. And like I said, I don't want to spoil you on anything, so I don't want to get that too into that. But okay, what do you think about Dokes?
You're gonna have to be more. I'm so bad at names. It'll be in like season 3 before I have all their names down.
The angry ex-military guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I find him to be the funniest character so far.
I love him.
I just love that he's just like, every time they're like at a crime scene, Dexter turns around and he's over his shoulder going, "What you doing, motherfucker?"
I know.
He like says that every time he sees Dexter.
Yes.
What are you up to now, motherfucker? Like in the same delivery. Funny.
His delivery is spot on. I think he actually is the funniest character too. Like,
does he end up with Dexter's sister?
What's that?
Does he end up dating Dexter's sister?
No.
Really? That's a bummer.
That would have been interesting though.
They have chemistry.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, like when he's like, "What do you think? I'm here to invite you to my nephew's birthday." Oh my god, I love that. Or the one that always makes me laugh so hard out loud. He's like, "Grab a crayon, psycho, and scribble this down." I love Joe.
It made me. I really appreciated the fact that the black cop in the department is onto him. He just like the from episode 1, I'm like, how do all these people not know this guy is a murderer?
Right?
Especially because like with the voiceover, it doesn't really you don't really think about the fact that like those people are just standing there while he's doing this voiceover. Like if this is real life, he's just like, like he's not saying anything while the voiceover runs. And I'm like, how does everyone not think this is the creepiest guy in the world? Like, he's so weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's so good though at playing the part of a normal guy, you know?
See, I don't get that. I don't, like he keeps saying that. He's like, I figured out how to blend into society, and I am the knight, and I know their ways, but I can never be among them. But I'm like, you seem like such a weirdo. Like I don't. There's this. I can't remember if it's this in episode 1 or 2, but there's a scene where he's talking to Rita, and they're like sitting on the couch, and Rita asks him a question. And he goes into a voiceover monologue that's like almost 2 minutes long. And he's just like looking at her and like looking back at what he's doing and like looks over at her and he doesn't answer her question for like 2 minutes. And I'm like, why doesn't she find this weird? He's taking a long time.
Hey, Ermac, what's up? Yeah.
Hi. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, what's your take on Rita?
Oh, I feel bad about this because I love Julie Benz, but she's like the weakest link for me right now. She's just too perfect. He says it like on almost every voiceover. It's like, Rita's so perfect and damaged and like, I don't know. I love Julie Benz. She's a Buffy alum. So I've always been a fan. I don't know. I started to enjoy her more. Not that we're on episode 1 and 2. I started to enjoy her more closer to the end of the season, but especially in like the first few episodes, she is like so twee and like it reminds me. Have you ever seen Not Another Teen Movie?
Yes.
Okay, you know when the Jennifer Love Hewitt character walks into the room and it all goes into slow motion, and like she's got like her lighting and her hair going, and then like we can't move until she starts walking again. I feel like that's every scene with Rita. She like comes in and she's just like, I'm just beautiful in slow motion and so tragic. Like, I like her. I like her more as the season goes on, but I had a hard time with her in the first couple episodes.
Yeah. What's interesting to me about Rita is a very polarizing character, I found.
I can see that.
Because like people either absolutely adore her because, she's so sweet and she's, the perfect little angel. Kind of like how I am with Fatima and Ellis on From, like I I typically don't like the Mary Sues, but I love me some Fatima and Ellis. They're my perfect little babies and I love them. But like but what's interesting to me about Rita is, and I fall more on the side of being annoyed by her, and I think I'm annoyed by her for the right reason. I think I'm annoyed with her for the reason that I think I think the reason that I'm annoyed with her is how she, like, I think the show that would make the writers happy that I'm annoyed with her for the reason that I'm annoyed with her. Because she's very perfect, but she keeps getting in the way of her boyfriend trying to kill people.
She's a Skylar White. That's the issue? Yeah,
pretty much. She's like, funny. Dexter, I have an emergency. I need to see you right now. We need to talk. Like, honey, if you knew what was happening right now, it wouldn't be that big of an emergency. But he's got to play it off like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll be right there.
Dexter, there's a dog that's barking. Yeah, that's my Julie Benz. Is also Angel. Yeah, I know she's very like manic pixie dream girlish to me in the first few episodes, and she gets a little more grounded and more realistic as the season wears on, but especially those first two, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
She's so perfect. She hates sex. She loves children. like every good woman should.
Her kids are insanely likable, though.
Her kids are cute.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because like it's really Dexter's relationship with them is kind of super adorable. I don't know if that's what it is, but they're just so cute. I mean, Cody is just the most adorable thing ever.
They're very cute kids and good, like very good child actors.
Yeah, they are, and they're like in their late 20s now, which is insane.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I just want to go through some of these scenes. So the first episode is called Dexter. One thing that I noticed, his first victim is Mike Donovan, who was killing little boys. And his method of not his method, but I mean his ritual with killing him was a little bit different than what we see with so I don't know if this was, I'm assuming that this was, I should know this, but I'm assuming that this was an actual pilot, considering that it's called Dexter. Like, I just assume whenever the first episode is called, has the title of the show, I assume that it's an actual pilot, it
definitely feels like a pilot.
Yeah, like, just because there are certain things that just kind of aren't really consistent with other things, like as the story goes on. But there were a lot of interesting things about Mike Donovan's death. So he doesn't drug him right away. He sits in his car and waits for him, and wraps the string or the wire or whatever around his neck and makes him drive to his house. And then he shows him his victims, and he tells him, open your eyes and look at what you did, which is what he says to a lot of his victims. So that was the same. But he then drugs him. But then this really bothered me. When he has him on the table, he's got like 3 strips of plastic wrap across his body. I was like, okay. I'm like, that guy totally could have gotten out of that. Come on. I mean, the way that we see Dexter wrapping the bodies later, he does it very efficient. He does it very effectively in a way that, like,
that guy must have been really
they're not going
drugged
anywhere.
because
Yeah, like
he was
the guy there. He's got like one across his shins, and then one like right here, and then like one across the midsection, or like one covering his crotch, basically.
the modesty panel. Yeah.
Yes, the modesty panel, and that's it. And it's not even like it doesn't even look like it's doubled up. I mean,
no,
like,
it really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost transparent, and it was just that bugged the hell out of me on the rewatch. I was like, what? How the fuck does this work? I need to ask you. So after he kills Mike, we see him on his boat the next day. And he's got the voiceover and everything, and he's talking about his parents, Harry and Doris, and how they're both dead. Was your immediate assumption that he probably killed them before he almost immediately clarifies it? I didn't murder them, honest.
No, I didn't think that, because I figured if he had killed his parents, I don't know. I didn't think that, and I think it just was based on the fact that he has such a good relationship with his sister that like it probably would not be the case.
Yeah,
they say he's a foster kid early.
Yeah. The prequel really goes heavily into that. Like, it's equally Harry's story as much as it is Dexter's. Because Harry still, like, Harry is almost as big of a character as Dexter, because he's still alive in the prequel.
I'm very interested to learn more about Harry and his seemingly arbitrary code.
Yeah.
Harry, I think there are some more things you can include.
Well, I'm eager for you to get to season 3, because there is a situation with Jimmy Smith's character, Miguel, and Anne Ramsey is a character in that season, and she's basically like Miguel, Jimmy Smith's character's nemesis. And there is Miguel puts, and I won't give you any spoilers, but Miguel basically puts Dexter in a situation where Dexter has to basically rethink his code. It's the right way to go about it, because it gets into like, okay, but what about, it basically puts him in a situation where he's got to think about it like Luigi. Like, okay, well, I only kill people that have fallen through the cracks of the justice system and are going to kill again. But what about these people in positions of power that like are responsible for many people losing their lives? So there's an interesting moral dilemma there in season 3. So I'm excited for you to see that. And it drives me nuts because season 3 never comes up as one of like the top Dexter seasons, and I think it's actually my favorite. Jimmy Smith's, well, no, season 4 is my favorite. I think season 3
is that the John Lithgow season?
Second. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Smith's is fucking amazing.
I love me some Jimmy Smith's.
Yeah, he's so good. So good. And I just found out, like, because I wasn't really on the internet much in fandom spaces back then. And so I just found out recently that, like, Dexter and Jimmy Smith's character were like a major ship. Like, people were totally shipping them together.
Interesting. I would watch that.
I would too. But interestingly enough, I have never read the books. I actually plan to read them soon.
I didn't know there were books.
Rita is basically the same. Yeah. It's based on a series of books. Rita is in the books, and she basically serves the same role as she does on the show, which is like Dexter's beard, basically, you know?
Yeah.
But in the show, he eventually falls in love with her for real. Whereas in the book, he's pretty much asexual from start to end. Like,
yeah,
he's always nothing but a beard. Like, she doesn't know she's a beard, but
yeah,
you know, she's always a cover for him.
Does he sleep with her in the books? Do you know?
I
would ask you.
I
found that interesting that he just like starts off like completely disinterested in sex, and then all of a sudden he's like, what is this feeling so sudden and new? Like, he just like, that's not how it works for asexuals, guys, but yeah.
Well, it does if you're like, asexuality and aromanticism is kind of on a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm demi, more so demi-romantic than, well, I'm kind of, actually, I mean, I'd kind of say I'm closer to aromantic than demi-romantic. Mm-hmm. But I'm also demisexual to a certain degree, but not that much so. Like, you know, when I was single, sex is not something that I would do when I would, like, I'm horny, I need to bang somebody. It would be more like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I have nothing better to do. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Whatever. Yeah, let's do this. It's like, let's play cards or whatever, you know. But like, I'm married, you know. Like, I never thought I would get married because I always thought like, I'm not romantic. Like, but you can find someone that, I mean, it's enough of a spectrum that you can find somebody you can fall in love.
Yeah.
You can find somebody that doesn't fit. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like if you're bisexual, but if you're genuinely bisexual, but you've only ever dated women or you've only ever dated men, you know, and you don't find yourself all that attracted to men, or you don't often find a particular man or woman that you're attracted to very often, but you're still bi. So it's kind of like that, you know. My problem is that it went beyond Rita, which I didn't like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Yeah, like, Rita should have always been his only one ever. And like, we see him kind of stray from that a little bit. I won't give you any spoilers or anything, but we see him kind of stray from that a little bit. Like, acting like a typical heterosexual person. Like, we see him acting as a typical heterosexual person later, which I'm not totally thrilled about because it's kind of weird. Yeah, definitely. But we I do like the blood slide trophies thing. I think that's,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I thought, like, as far as serial killer trophies go, that's pretty fucking cool. Like,
yeah,
what a neat, I don't know, it's a neat visual. It looks really cool on camera. It's, you know, the way he hides it is very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one of the coolest things about the show so far.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
Definitely.
like I struggled with the first handful of episodes, especially as I just like am not a cop procedurals girl,
Oh, me
but
either. Me not at
I
all.
really it picked up for me about midstream, and I was really into it by the end of season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
hate I've always refused to thumbs up it on Netflix because I don't want it recommending cop shows to me.
no.
I freaking hate cop shows and crime shows. I'm just not interested in that stuff at
Same.
all. Like, I'm
Big
just
same.
I know like people love that shit. It's just not my jam. I don't know. Like
Mm-mm.
I just it's too normal life for me. Like I don't like stuff like that. I like shows where everybody's a fucking weirdo.
My biggest issue, well, I used to be really into Law and Order when I was in like, college, but like that is not at all how the crime system works. And when you find out how it actually works, like it makes those shows lies. Like I know it's a
Yeah.
dramatization, but like it's just creating heroes where they don't exist, and like basically like teaching people how like the wrong things about the legal system.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
Um
So
yeah, like okay, like first of all, when you watch cop shows, it drives me nuts when you watch cop shows and we could I don't want to make this about cop shootings cuz we could go on forever about that. But whenever there's like a violent standoff, you'll see cops just shooting everywhere. They have to account for every fucking bullet in real
hmm
life. They're
hmm
not just going to be shooting their guns like they might unjustly shoot an innocent person because they're a fucking piece of shit, but they're not just going to be firing their guns all over the place. I mean,
yeah,
they have to account for we saw somebody do that in From
yeah,
and
did not end well.
it did not end well. Um but yeah, they have to account for every single bullet. Um and okay, another funny thing. The one thing I do like about cop shows is the stupid screw ups that you see happen, like that don't make it through the editing process. Yeah, episode 2, Crocodile.
Uh-huh.
There, Dexter finds the phone under the couch
Yeah.
and points it out. Angel kneels down in the blood.
Yeah. Totally chill.
Yeah, nails like yeah. That's not that's not compromising the crime scene at all.
Who's worried about a little blood all over their clothing and body and potential open wounds?
Yes. Um, okay, I gotta get your take so far on Angel and on Batista and Masuka.
Oh God. Okay. I know Angel. Um and yeah, again like I didn't really warm up to his character until later on in the season. When you get his whole
Yeah.
backstory and like why he's sad.
Yeah.
uh yeah, he was like I don't know. The character didn't make a big impression on me until about halfway through.
Mhm.
And then who's the other person?
Masuka, the pervert.
I hate him.
Yes.
I hate him.
Yes.
I find him infuriating. I don't
Yeah.
understand why he hasn't been fired for sexual harassment. Like every single thing he says to Deb is disgusting.
I
Like
know.
every single thing he says to her is disgusting. And like you're at work. Like why are you talking like yeah. Even when like no wait, sorry, I don't want to jump ahead.
Oh no.
But like in the season, but like even after some like horrifically traumatic things happen to Deb, he still keeps like making jokes and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
he's
you
by far
like
my least favorite character right now.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He's pretty intolerable.
He's so
Um
gross.
like he and Dokes, as much as I love Dokes, he and Dokes should have been fired a long time ago. Cuz like he did not get I mean, as much as like everyone loves the way Dokes is around Dexter cuz it's fucking hilarious. You can't treat your coworkers like that.
But he's right.
He is right. But still, you
Yeah.
know, nobody knows
That's
that.
correct. Yeah. There's no reason for him to be such a
Yeah.
You
You
can
can't
just sense
do
it.
that.
He's got his Whoopi Goldberg, you're in danger, girl, senses of flapping, and he knows.
You know why he's like that, right? You got that far because I think that's in season 1. I think that's covered in season 1
Why?
because he was
Dokes
involved in
is
that
like that?
shooting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he was special ops.
Yeah.
And because Angel sold him out because he got pressured into it.
Mhm.
And then like you found out that oh, okay, he's not shady. He's not a dirty cop. He's actually special ops, and he knew something about this guy that nobody else did.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean that's why he's the way he is. That's why he's on to Dexter like that because he's but I know you're not far into season 2, but he gets really inappropriate. Have you seen him like tailing him yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that was
that
the
shit would
last
not
episode I
fly.
watched.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It was pretty
that's like a
weird.
restraining order.
Yeah.
That's a total restraining order right there. But
Not
yeah,
not
he's totally
too.
right. Yeah. But yeah, it's I love that actor. He's so great. Um and okay, Dexter says that I do have to tell you in the prequel, you see the origin of the donuts, of him bringing donuts to work every day, and the
Uh-huh.
origin of it is fucking hilarious.
Ooh.
Um,
I'm excited about
but
that.
yeah, it's hilarious. So he said that you can tell a lot about a person by their choice of donut, and Angel likes bear claws. Masuka likes lemon custard.
That's pretty good.
And apparently Debra prefers 2 bites of a glazed donut and then leaves the rest with her brother to throw in the garbage or whatever. What's your I love how she says thanks for the fucking donut. It's like she just throws the fucking in there. What is what's your favorite donut?
Ooh. My go-to is like the yeast ring with chocolate frosting.
I've never had a lemon custard donut. We pretty much only have Dunkin' Donuts or Cronuts around here, and that's it. But that would be my pick. Anything lemon? Oh God, forget it. I can't resist it. So like, does that mean I'm like Masuka? Something else I wanted to point out that was really funny. The did you notice the sign at the pool, at the motel pool?
I can't remember it. So
okay. Usually when you see signs at pools, what do they usually say?
No diving, like just a list of pool rules, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The only time I think I've ever seen like just a singular rule is like no running.
Yeah.
Or something like, something similar. But I have seen no peeing in the pool before.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
But usually you see like a list of rules, right?
Yeah.
Pool. This pool that was empty of water, by the way, had just one sign, had just one rule on the sign, and it said no open sores in pool.
Well, that's a good sign to have.
Yeah, but I just that made me laugh.
Not a lot of requirements. We had one at our old apartment that said, if you've had active diarrhea in the last 5 days, please don't use our pool.
I loved the when we saw him when we saw Dexter in the courtroom, I loved that he knew exactly how many cases he had worked on over the years.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I like that they were like, give or take, and he was like, no. Exactly this number.
Yes. And one of the funniest moments was when he was walking through the courthouse and he was doing the voiceovers like I actually like coming to court and mingling with the good people of the sunshine of the sunshine, or not, California is the Sunshine State, right?
No, Florida
is
Florida
no,
is
Florida is okay.
Sunshine.
Yeah, mingling with the good people of the Sunshine State and Sasquatch. Guy with this long, shaggy hair and beard, like turn around and look at him. That made me bust up. But I will tell you that so the thing with Dokes and Kara. Oh no, you saw all of season 1, so you know that gets revisited.
Yeah.
Dokes' affair with Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That gets really fucked up.
That situation did not go well. Yeah.
No.
Not to get into it because it's, doesn't really open up until later episodes, but them finding the scene of them finding his body and then he goes to like pull something out of his mouth and gets splattered with blood immediately, and I'm like, you've been in blood spatter analysis tech for 10 years and you're not wearing a mask. What?
Right?
Come on, buddy.
Right? Okay, I have to say, this is probably going to make me sound like a terrifying serial killer myself. But when Dexter shows up at the pool and he like, we see how fascinated he is by this body that's cut up and completely drained of its blood, and he's like excited about it.
Yeah.
I found it kind of relatable because it was fucking fascinating.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's like, how do you do that?
Like, I would probably be all up in there, just like studying the fuck out of it because you know, it's not as gross, like the blood's gone and everything. So you're just looking at non-gooey anatomy, which is actually really
Yeah.
fascinating. Except that the bodies, all of the ice truck killer's victims, their legs are all one bone. He only kills people that have one leg bone.
That's a specific serial
on
killer.
each side. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But Miami's homicide rate, Dexter notes, is only 20%. Or I mean, unsolved homicide rate, I'm sorry, is 20%, which is absolutely hilarious because what's up? Glad you can make it. So there is so much humor in Dexter mentioning that Miami's unsolved homicide rate is 20% because Dexter is taking out all of the serial killers.
Yeah.
So Dexter is actually contributing to the unsolved homicide rate, which is pretty funny. I'm not sure how I feel about Matt Chambers fitting Dexter's code. Is he as deserving? Yes. But I'm not sure how I feel about I don't know. What do you think? Matt Chambers was the drunk driver. And I understand why he fit his code. I understand why Dexter said he fit his code because he didn't give a shit.
Yeah. He didn't have any remorse for killing it. It still seems like a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And like there's so many places where at least in the first season, where it makes sense for him to make that stretch that he doesn't. But like, the kid is so young too. Like, I don't know.
But like, he got confirmation that he knew that he killed this person and that he felt zero remorse and that he didn't give a shit and that he was going to, and he wasn't even portrayed like an addict. He was portrayed as somebody who just wanted to have a good time and didn't give a shit if it killed somebody. And he had enough money to pay for really expensive attorneys who could get him off. But getting behind the wheel of a car when you're drunk, if you kill somebody, that's awful. But if you're drunk and you get behind the wheel of a car, that doesn't, what is the percentage of people who drive drunk and actually kill somebody or seriously hurt somebody?
He got drunk and was like, I'm gonna go kill somebody.
Yeah. Like, I'm not advocating for drunk driving, okay?
No,
promise.
No.
But that's not a guarantee. Matt Chambers may have, from that point on, if he had lived, may have gotten drunk every single night for the rest of his life and driven like that and never killed somebody again just because nobody got in his way. Like, there's no guarantee of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely didn't really feel like it fit the criteria for me. And it was like, yeah, I don't know. The code comes and goes. It seems as it's like, whatever. It depends on what his mood is.
Now, Fowl said if there was multiple times he had done it total code fit, but only one time. There were multiple times they actually showed Dexter looking at newspaper articles. He had killed multiple people. So it was bad. But still, the guy, I mean, the guy clearly did not care if he killed people. But
They were
still,
all, it
it's
was
not a
all
guarantee.
they were all in drunk driving accidents.
Yeah. Which is so unrealistic.
That's not a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's just a repeat offender.
Like, but he doesn't even necessarily kill serial killers. He'll kill anybody who, like, who will do it, who he has proof of will do it again, even if they only have 1 or 2 murders under their belt. But still, yeah, he's killed multiple people. So, like, I totally get the argument for him fitting the code, but I'm still not convinced because there's no guarantee that he's going to kill anybody.
It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Especially like someone who's that young.
He's absolutely deserving. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. He deserves it every bit as much as the others. But
I don't know if he deserves that, like I like losing a scholarship, going to jail, like that. I could see like that would be a more fitting punishment, but like I don't know, murdered and dumped in the fucking bay is kind of rough for someone who doesn't even have their brains fully developed yet.
Yeah, it's weird. I skipped over this earlier, but I do want to talk about, like, Angel. I did not get to mention, I absolutely fucking adore Angel. My 2 favorite characters, he's by far my favorite character in the entire series. I love LaGuerta. She is probably not somebody she's probably somebody I would love to hang out with. Not someone I would necessarily trust. She's very sneaky, but she's just a fucking cool ass character. Like, I love her. Like, I don't even care. Like, the way Captain Matthews treats her, I just like, I just have to give her grace for all the sneaky shit that she does.
Yeah.
Except she does some.
Good.
I don't like how she ends up kind of fucking Angel over a little bit later, and I don't like that. But yeah. But yeah, I love Angel and LaGuerta are like my favorite regular characters. My favorite guest, my 2 favorite guest characters are played by David Ramsey, who plays Anton in seasons 3 and 4, I think. And then Julia Stiles, who plays a character named Lumen in season 5, and she's great. And I love those 2.
I love Julia Stiles.
But yeah, I love Batista and LaGuerta. One thing I did notice that I thought was funny is, so Dexter speaks, I don't know how, I don't think this show ever established how fluent he is in Spanish.
He speaks a lot of Spanish in the first episode.
He does speak Spanish. We see him having conversations with people. Yeah. He speaks like we see him throughout the show, like having a couple of conversations in Spanish with people. So he understands like a good amount of Spanish.
Yeah.
But it's funny to me that, like, when he's leaving the crime scene, and Angel's like, "Donde va?" Is that right? "Donde va?"
I don't speak Spanish.
But then he follows it up with, "Where are you going?" And but he immediately follows it up in English with "Where you going?" Like, he knows what that means. Why? um, Dexter does, but I always love that though. That he uses that. I always love that though, because it always seems like it almost seems like, that's how it comes across. Like he uses him to, like, they kind of have an agreement almost that, like, he likes to, like, Angel helps him. Angel is kind of like his little Spanish helper.
Yeah. I did like that.
Which I appreciate.
People always mistake me for Hispanic, and I will have like people will walk up to me already speaking Spanish all the time, and I'm like, really? I'm so sorry, I'm Black. Like, I do not speak Spanish. I cannot help you. I need to learn, because it happens to me.
I know.
Almost anytime I'm in public.
I've meant to learn so many times, but I really want to learn Spanish and Japanese. Because
my co-host,
I have a Japanese.
A jerk.
What's that?
Sorry, my co-host, my in-house co-host. Oh God, is being a real jerk. Knock all my shit down.
I really want to learn to speak Spanish and Japanese, because a very close friend of ours, he lives in Japan, and his wife doesn't speak a whole lot of English. So like our communication is always difficult. I really want to learn to speak Japanese so I can, like, have an easier time talking to her.
Fluent in Japanese.
Really?
Yeah, he speaks, like, he worked at like the most popular ramen place in LA for ages, and he speaks like fluent Japanese. He's so good at it, and yeah, it's intimidating. He always like if we go to like any Japanese restaurant or market or whatever, he can always communicate like flawlessly, and I'm just like, arigato.
Yeah,
I'm not good at Japanese. It's tough.
Damn.
Shout out to Scott.
So I don't know if you remember, but when you were watching this for the first time, what did you, in the first couple of episodes, we see the ice truck killer already trying to, like, we see that the ice truck killer is basically stalking Dexter.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that?
Gosh.
Like, did you have any thoughts about why the fuck he would possibly be stalking Dexter?
I really didn't. I just figured it was someone who had caught on to him.
Yeah.
I did not know. Sorry, my cat's being insane right now. Give me 1 second.
Oh no.
Get in your chair and be good. I think because I haven't done this in a while, he's like, why are you over here?
Oh no. Oh no.
This is not where we spend time together. Okay. He's good now. I just assumed it was someone who had caught on to him. Because I mean, like, he kills a lot of people. He kills a lot of people. So I imagine, like, if you're also in the business of serial killing, you're like, who's killing all my victims? Or like,
yeah.
I don't know. I definitely did not see where it was going.
Yeah.
Although once they, not to like jump ahead, but once the ice truck killer made his appearance on screen, I knew it was him immediately.
Really?
The moment he stepped on the screen, I was like, that's the guy. Yeah.
So I told you that I thought that I figured it out early on, but I was wrong. That was a false memory. I did not figure it out early on. We as the audience found out that he was the ice truck killer before before
they tell
Dexter.
you early. They tell you early
Yeah.
on into meeting that
Yeah.
guy.
Like well before Dexter figures it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I felt like, I don't know. I felt like it should have been, after the thing with Angel, I felt like it should have been more obvious than it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. But
yeah.
I feel like there's a couple times where it was pretty obvious, and I don't understand why no one was picking it up.
Yeah. Yeah. There is, what can I say without spoiling? So
Him throwing the head out of the truck was wild.
I know. Oh my god. I love the joke, like when Maria was like, why do you think he would do that? And Dexter's like, I don't know, so we could use the carpool lane. But I'm trying not to spoil anything, but a person who is heavily involved in that storyline, in the Ice Truck Killer storyline, basically gets their own episode in the prequel.
Oh, neat.
And it's fascinating.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it explains so much, and there's some fucked up shit. Like the stuff involving there's some fucked up shit in the prequel, man. Like with Dexter's backstory, that some, like, we see a lot of the inside action in the storage container.
Oh fuck. That's gonna be intense.
It gets fucked up, man. Fucked up. It's, oh boy, yeah. The prequel goes to some dark places. Like Dexter talking, asking to hear a story, to hear the Three Little Pigs again. To a head.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's chill.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But anyway, sorry if that was too spoilery. I'll take that out of the audio.
I don't think so.
But yeah, the prequel's fascinating. We should probably wrap this up because it's been going on for a while. But I want to tell you guys, we didn't really get much of a crowd for this one, but we are happy to do. We did not do the watch party today because honestly, we just didn't get enough people interested. Like no one, even if we get just a couple people like that want to do it, then we'll do it. But you guys have to contact us and let us know you want to join the watch party, so I can send you the link, because I don't want to put it out there publicly. It's private.
Yeah.
It's a very controlled atmosphere. It's a private watch party. Like, we're not just doing a public screening of copyrighted material, okay? So you have to contact us, and we'll send you the info on how to join the watch parties. If you are interested in watching episodes 1 and 2 and you don't have access to them for some reason, let us know. Send us an email or DM on social media and let us know. And if we get enough people, then I can like schedule a watch party. I can schedule a watch party by like before our next live discussion, which will be episodes 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But this we are going to, if we get enough people in the chat, we will do giveaways. We just need enough active folks. But we're going to do a special, we've got a fun little contest called Find Debra's Treadmill. There's no hidden meaning in that name, Find Debra's Treadmill. There's absolutely no hidden meaning.
It's all on the up and up.
So I don't know why anybody would think that. But yeah, so if we get enough people, then we'll do a Find Debra's Treadmill contest where we'll hide a picture of Debra's treadmill somewhere, and everyone who spots it can email us, and we'll give away a Dexter related prize of some sort, like something cool and fun. It could be a mug, it could be if we start doing it too often, then we're gonna have to, like, you know, it might be a sticker or something, but you know, but actually it could be a t-shirt, you know, it's just a different price. Wait, email us. You want to give your number, you can email us at keyboardqueenmedia.com or Jazz at cyborgqueenmedia.com. Sorry for the lag today, guys. I don't know what. We are going to get back to everybody about. I lost Jazzy here. I hope she comes back.
I'm here. I could hear you and just can't see you.
Contacted us about joining the team. We will get back to you soon. Like I said, I just had some business stuff that Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see you now. But yeah, I just had some business stuff to figure out on the back end before I could before I knew how we were going to do that. So I will get back to you soon. I promise. We're just figuring all that out now. We also, in case anybody's wondering, the winner of the Find the Cyborg Queen Media logo contest that we did for the for the last week of our Yellow Jackets coverage. It was LP Punk. Paul got her prize already in the mail for her. I can't remember the contest we did for that one, but LP Punk, I still have to get you your prize, because there's the whole issue with, like, there's a problem ordering anything right now because of tariffs. Like, even if the stuff is made in the US, packing materials are made in China, tags are made in China, like everything is fucking made in China. So buying American does not work unless you're buying from somebody who's actually hand making something. Like, and even then, their packaging that they're sending it to you is probably made in China. Everything is fucking made in China. So it's really, the shipping is kind of a mess right now. But I'm finally able to, like, it's figure outable enough now that I feel confident, like, sending LP Punk his prize. So I'm gonna get in touch with you soon about that. Sorry about the delay. But yeah, it's been kind of a mess.
The whole country.
Yeah. It's poor penguins, man. Poor penguins. They're just, penguins are losing business.
Tariff those penguins.
The penguin economy is not good.
I need 30% of all of their stones.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it here.
Poor penguins. They're yeah. Seriously. But yeah, we will have another Yellow Jackets episode coming up soon. Our From Rewatch is going to start soon. And some other exciting stuff, hopefully, that I'm going to talk to Jazz about after we hit end stream here, that we might get into. So anyway, look for the Cyborg Queen Media podcast. It's not up there yet, but it will be this weekend because I'm putting the audio version of this up there. So yeah, get in touch with us if you want to join the watch parties. Otherwise, you can find us here every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Turn on your notifications for our YouTube channel in case we have to reschedule our stream or whatever. But come join us. We miss you guys.
Yeah.
Right, anything you want to add before we get out of here?
They still haven't announced the date for Alien Earth yet, but we're planning on covering that when it comes out. If anyone is
August
interested, August.
Yes,
it's
August.
I have three different Google alerts set, and I still haven't seen a date yet. But they also pushed back Night of the Seven Kingdoms until next year, so that'll probably have to go along with our Welcome to Derry coverage or something.
Yeah, Welcome to Derry keeps getting pushed back too. Alien Earth is premiering on August 12th.
What?
So
I don't understand.
So we finally
I literally have
three
different Google.
Sorry, guys, we're having a lag again.
You're good.
I forgot to add. Jazz has not finished the original Dexter series yet, so there's a bunch of stuff coming out for Dexter Resurrection. There's been a bunch of photos released, etc. We've only gotten the tiny little non-revealing teaser where it's just basically him mugging at the camera, but I imagine a teaser trailer is coming out any day now. So Jazz is not going to be able to do that with me because she hasn't seen everything. So if anybody here wants to join me for that has seen all of Dexter and has seen Dexter New Blood, you have to have seen New Blood as well, because that's the bridge between the two. So if you've seen the entire series and you've seen New Blood, contact me if you want to do that episode with me. I'm going to wait a little bit on that. But yeah, email me at kelly@cyborgqueenmedia.com. So Alien Earth, yeah, we're going to be covering that. That starts in August. And we're still going to be, we still have to figure out our next Severance related episode, because I really want to do one for May, if possible. But anything else you want to?
I think that's it.
Put out there before we skedaddle. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for us this week. Next week we'll be chatting about episodes 3 and 4. So hope to see you then. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay. Ooh.